AI today is an area of a huge investment by companies. We see Meta, for example, with their open source Llama foundation model, investing $40 billion in capex this year. We've got NVIDIA with a new set of processors with 208 billion transistors, an amazing number. We have Intel investing in their Gaudi 3 GPUs, as well as adding matrix math extensions to their CPUs to allow inference on CPUs. It's an area of an amazing investment. Things are moving very, very quickly. In terms of where it's going and how companies can benefit, there's a couple of areas. The biggest one that everyone's talking about is clearly productivity. What can firms get out of making their employees, which is a huge investment for a lot of companies, what can they get out of it? So it's multidimensional. We have employees with tremendous productivity improvements. For example, Harvard Business School did a study where they took multiple cohorts, some AI infused employees, some non-AI infused, and they found that the employees with AI that were complemented by AI were able to complete tasks, a set of tasks, 25% more quickly and at a higher quality level. Not all tasks, some tasks within the experiment. What was really interesting to me was the idea that when you looked at the cohorts for the more performant and less performant in terms of their roles, there was a 17% improvement in average performers, but importantly, a 43% improvement in the less performant cohorts. So what you're doing is not only making people faster at their role, improving the quality level, but you're also upskilling people. So that may be your more junior employees who are now operating at a higher level. And that's super, super interesting. And additionally, McKinsey did a study that saw that there'll be 200 to 340 billion in productivity enhancements annually for the banking sector. That's something like 3 to 4 to 5% of the annual revenue of the firm, of the industry. So tremendous productivity enhancements. And because of this, companies are investing very, very heavily in AI and trying to understand how they can make the most of it. In terms of what companies can be doing today, it's really interesting. One is obviously investing in your data. These foundation models are fantastic, but they don't represent the intelligence, the intellectual property in your firm. Firms need to be investing in their data. It could be cleaning it up. It could be improving the lineage, understanding the data, putting it in a central place or an accessible place. Because that data is going to be fed into fine tuning, maybe using a technology like RAG to complement the foundation models and make the intelligence coming out of it, the Gen AI coming out of it, not just general, but also specific to your firm. And there's also multiple models. I typically get asked, is it better to have a central team that's managing the AI? Is best to federate it across the firm? The studies at this point show that having a central team that invests in it, a set of experts there, that then takes that technology and makes it available for the rest of the firm, that's the area where it's making the most amount of traction, because it is a complex area. The engineers around this are very expensive. Centralize it in one place, but then embrace and extend this so that other parts of the firm can plug into this intelligence, plug into this investment, and make the most of it across the firm. So when firms look to extend this out to other parts of the organization, I think what's important is really the guardrails about this. It's an area of great interest by regulators. How do we protect the privacy data? How do we look at not doing what's called hallucinations or having the models give out false information? So it's important that firms set the guardrails for these types of things and then present to the other teams a structure, a framework that they can plug into. And that means plugging in their data, that means plugging in their workflows, that means plugging in their people, but leveraging that foundational layer that the firms have already laid out in that central team. If I was back at a firm working there, what I would do is, again, invest in the data. That's critically important. I'd be looking at use cases across the organization and understanding really what's impactful. How are we going to really improve the experience for our customers? How are we going to improve the productivity of the firm? And really looking at it from a very quantitative point of view, where I look at probably on two different axes, one being the impact to the firm. Maybe that's the x-axis, and the y-axis would be the amount of investment to make into this, and then looking in the upper right quadrant of this to understand, where should I start my projects? Where do I want to dig in, and throw the team at?